This Magnaflow Performance Series dual exit catback exhaust in black is for those of you that have a 2012 and up JK that are looking for a new exhaust system to give you a lower and louder exhaust note. This system is also going to be made of a very high quality material, so you're not going to have to worry about it rusting away like an aluminized steel system may do for you, depending on where you live. However, because of the high quality of materials, the high build quality, and the great sound that you're going to get from this system, you're going to pay a little bit more than some of the other ones out there. Now, this is going to be a bolt-on system, so I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches, probably about 2 hours or so to get this installed, maybe a little bit less, and all that's going to depend on is how rusty your factory system is. Exhaust systems love to get rusty. If you have some rust and it's a little bit of a bear to get your old system off, this may take you a little bit more time. In the perfect world, this will take you 2 hours or under to get it installed, and we'll talk more about that installation in just a second. So when you're looking at systems, you're going to have a catback system or an axleback system. An axleback system would essentially just be this part of the system here. The catback is everything from that catalytic converter back. And on your 2012 and up JK, that is going to include your resonator. Now, this is a factory style system. You're going to have a new resonator, obviously all new piping, a different muffler, a dual outlet muffler that is black. So it's going to give you definitely a different sound, also a different look, but it's more or less a factory style system. If you are somebody who hits the rocks often, you're looking for more of an off-road rock crawler system. There are some shorter systems out there that don't have a muffler in the factory location, so there are a lot less pipes to bang up and crush when you're out on the trail. If you're interested in that style, we have those systems as well. If you're staying on the road or on the lighter trails, so you're not as worried about banging things up, but you do want that lower and louder exhaust note, I think this is an excellent choice as long as you have the budget for it. Like most aftermarket systems, this is going to be 2.5-inch tubing. That's what the factory system is. It just makes sense to continue that through an aftermarket system. So you have all 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing, and what that means is that there's a piece that goes on the inside as well as the outside of the tube during the bending process to ensure that you don't have any kinking of the pipe or any restrictions to the exhaust flow. This is going to be all 409 stainless, which is a high quality of stainless, not quite 304, but it is going to be a quality stainless steel that is going to hold up really well. You may end up with a little bit of surface rust, a little bit of oxidation on this system, but it's not going to rot right through like an aluminized steel system would. So like I said, on your 12 and up JK, you do have a resonator, so you're going to be replacing that with the new one included in this system. You have your over axle pipe, of course, your muffler with the tool exits, and that is going to have that black coating on it. And you have over here an extension pipe, so the system is going to work on either a 2-door or a 4-door JK without the need to cut anything. Because this is a 409 stainless system, because it's for a 12 and up JK that includes a new resonator as well as the rest of the piping and the muffler, this is going to be one of the more expensive systems that are out there, and this will come in at right around $1,000. Now, I think you're getting a very high quality system that's very well built and is definitely going to give you a great sound as well as change up the attitude, the look of the rear of your Jeep by having this black dual outlet system. So I do think you're getting a lot for your money. If you don't have the $1,000 budget for your exhaust, that's absolutely okay. You can get just an axleback system that's going to look very similar to this one, but it's not going to have the same sound, and you're not going to get all of the same high quality stainless steel piping from the catalytic converter back. So if you have the budget for it, I think this is a great system. Now we'll have a member of the install team show you how to get this installed on your JK.
First thing we're going to do here is loosen up our clamps. We have one clamp up front here by our catalytic Y pipe. It's going to be a 15mm socket, and then one clamp back by our muffler. After that, we're going to go through and spray all our rubber hangers with some WD-40. All right, now we're back here at the muffler clamp. This is also a 15mm. All right, next thing we're gonna do is spray our rubber isolators with some WD-40. It's gonna help remove all of our exhaust hangers. All right, we'll just get the last of our hangers sprayed up here. All right, we're gonna pop our muffler out of the rubber isolators here. I have a clamp tool. If you guys don't have one of these, you can use a pry bar. Make sure you have all these sprayed down with WD-40 first, and they should pop out pretty easily for you. All right, we got one on this side. Once you've got your isolators disconnected, you can wiggle your muffler out of the over axle pipe. All right, we're moving right down the line here. We're gonna go to our next hanger on our over axle pipe here and get this one released next. All right, so for this front hanger, I'm gonna release the top portion. It's gonna be easier for me to get this out like that. All right, I'm gonna spray some PB Blaster up in the joint right here to help release it a little bit. And we're gonna tap this right out with a hammer. We have two things to do here before we get our install started. I'm gonna swap over the rubber isolator onto our muffler here, and the OE clamp also needs to be swapped over onto our new pipe. Pop this on. We've got our rubber isolator and our clamp swapped over onto our new pipe here. Keep in mind, guys, that there is a notch in the front of this pipe and there is a dimple on the Y pipe. You need to line those two up for it to be seated properly. Once you got that on, you can slide your isolator back onto the hanger. And we're gonna leave our clamp loose for now. Next up is our extension pipe. For 4-door models, we're gonna be using this. For 2-door models, you do not need to use this, and we are working on a 4-door model. So don't forget to put your clamp on the back here, slide our extension pipe on. And next we'll grab our over axle pipe. We've got our over axle pipe next. Throw a clamp on the end here. Make sure you spray your hanger up with some WD-40 first. It's gonna help you get it in place. And I'm actually gonna get this in the hanger before I hook it into my pipe here. The hanger has some swivel in it that'll help you get it started. We'll slide this guy right in. Now we're ready for our muffler. We've got the last piece of the puzzle here, our muffler. Don't forget to put your clamp on the back here. And definitely spray your isolators down with some lube. It's gonna help you out. I'm gonna start off by getting our muffler up into place in this pipe before I get some of our isolators started. All right, once you got your muffler started on your over axle pipe, you can go ahead and get it, one side of it hung into the isolator. All right, once you've got your muffler, we can go through and start to tighten up all our clamps. Keep in mind, guys, that you want to wait till the very end to tighten up all your clamps. That's going to allow you to adjust it and get it to where you want it so you don't have any rattles. We're gonna start from front and work our way back to tighten our clamps up. I have a 15mm socket on my impact gun. And we got one more back here at the muffler. All right guys, that is gonna wrap up our review and install of this exhaust system. Be sure to check this one out and more at ExtremeTerrain.com.